understanding, supportive. But underneath that softness is strategic influence designed to reshape your behavior without triggering your defenses. The genius is in the disguise. When a man tries to control, it's obvious, direct, forceful, clumsy. When a woman manipulates, it's invisible, indirect, emotional, elegant. She doesn't tell you what to do. She makes you feel like doing what she wants. She doesn't force compliance. She creates conditions where compliance feels like your choice. Consider how she uses tone, timing, and language. The disappointed sigh when you mention boys' night. The slight coldness after you disagree. The extra warmth when you comply. These aren't random emotional expressions. They're behavioral conditioning tools. You're being trained like Pavlov's dog, except instead of bells, it's emotional temperatures. The psychological persuasion feels so protective instincts. You want to make her happy, keep her comfortable, see her smile. These noble impulses become the very tools of your control. Your desire to be a good man becomes the pathway to becoming a controlled man. Now, let's examine the complement command mechanism, the most powerful tool in female manipulation. It works like this. First, she validates your ego with genuine seeming praise. You're so smart. You always know what to do. I trust your judgment completely. Your defenses drop. Your ego purr. Your critical thinking relaxes. Then, while you're basking in that validation, comes the behavioral suggestion. A smart man like you would understand why I need this. Someone with your judgment would see the wisdom in this decision. I trust you to handle this the right way. The command is wrapped in compliment, making resistance feel like betraying the very identity, because it makes compliance feel like confirmation of your positive qualities. Refusing doesn't just mean saying no to her request. It means denying the identity she's attributed to you. Are you really smart if you don't understand? Do you really have good judgment if you disagree? The emotional satisfaction of being seen as intelligent, capable, trustworthy becomes the drug that ensures compliance. You're not obeying because you're weak. You're obeying because compliance has been neurologically linked to ego gratification. Every time you comply, you get a hit of validation. You become addicted to being the man she says you are. Let's talk about how she exploits masculine pride and identity. Every man has a self-image. Protector, provider, rational thinker, emotional rock. She identifies these identity markers and uses them as leverage points. A real man would handle fee. I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. Examine emotional conditioning over time. This doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual, patient, deliberate. She starts with small requests, reasonable suggestions, minor adjustments. Each compliance is rewarded with affection, validation, appreciation. Your brain starts linking obedience with positive outcomes. The repetition of praise builds emotional dependence. You become addicted to her approval, her validation, her emotional rewards. Like a dealer controlling an addict, she controls the supply of what you've grown to need. The withdrawals when you displease her become unbearable. You'll do anything to get back to that warm feeling of her approval. She establishes trust before delivering manipulation. Months or years of seemingly genuine care create a foundation. You lower your guard because she's proven herself trustworthy. But that trust becomes acceptable through sheer repetition. Your resistance erodes not through force, but through exhaustion. Small acts of agreement become long-term obedience patterns. Saying yes to little things trains you to say yes to big things. Each compliance makes the next one easier. You develop a habit of agreement, a pattern of submission that feels like cooperation. The neural pathways of compliance become superhighways in your brain. Let's discuss manipulation through fear and guilt, the darker tools. Fear of losing love becomes a control mechanism. She doesn't threaten to leave directly. She creates ambient anxiety about loss. the subtle withdrawal of affection when you displease her, the stories about friends whose relationships ended, the reminders of how good you have it. The fear lives in your subconscious, guiding every decision. This fear operates subconsciously, becomes acceptable through sheer repetition. Your resistance erodes not through force, but through exhaustion. Small acts of agreement become long-term obedience patterns. Saying yes to little things trains you to say yes to big things. Each compliance makes the next one easier. You develop a habit of agreement, a pattern of submission that feels like cooperation. The neural pathways of compliance become superhighways in your brain. Let's discuss manipulation through fear and guilt, the darker tools. Fear of losing love becomes a control mechanism. She doesn't threaten to leave directly. She creates ambient anxiety about loss, the subtle withdrawal of affection when you displease her. The stories about friends whose relationships ended, the reminders of how good you have it. The fear lives in your subconscious, guiding every decision. This fear operates subconsciously. You're being manipulated right now and you don't even know it. Not through force, not through threats, but through something far more sophisticated. Emotional programming, so subtle, you think it's your own idea. Today, I'm exposing the most effective female manipulation tactics that control millions of men daily. Tactics so refined that you'll thank her for controlling you. This isn't about demonizing women. It's about recognizing patterns that destroy masculine sovereignty. The most dangerous manipulation isn't the one you can see. It's the one that feels like love, care, genuine concern. It operates below your conscious awareness, targeting your emotional operating system while your logical mind sleeps. By the time you realize what's happening, you've already reorganized your entire life around her subtle suggestions, believing they were your decisions all along. Let me